Hello and welcome to Mega Conference QuizBowl. I'm your host, John Webster. Today's game is between Lincoln High School and Woodhaven High School. The Lincoln Park team is coached by Debbie Stallings. Lincoln Park students, would you please introduce yourselves?
James Ellison, freshman.
Ray Ransom, sophomore.
Lauren Cook, senior.
Manal Nasser, junior.
Okay, thank you. And I'm the coach of the Woodhaven team. Woodhaven students, would you please introduce yourselves now?
Kevin Hobson, senior.
Seth Siegel, senior.
Heinz Puglia, senior captain.
Calvin Sennick, senior.
Okay, thank you. Our first quarter of our game consists of 15 toss-up questions worth 10 points each. Teams may not confer. Please on you before responding. Okay, here we go. She was Louis the 16th before she was during the line?
Marie Antoinette.
Correct. Pencils and paper ready. If a backgammon player needs either a double 5 or double 6 to win the game, what are the chances of getting it by one throw of a pair of 6-sided dice? Brian?
4 out of 36.
Pardon?
6.
Incorrect. Lauren?
1 out of 32.
Incorrect. 1 in 18 or 2 in 36. His 1848 collection of songs of the Sable Harmonies contains his first big hit, "Oh Susanna." What Americans' folk songs include Camptown Races, Kyle?
Berlin.
Incorrect. And My Old Kentucky Home. Okay, time, Stephen Foster. Don't Step in the Leadership, Still Pumped from Using the Mouse, and Fugitive from the Cubicle Police are among the book-length collections of what comic strip whose sadistic dog appears? Lauren?
Peanuts.
Incorrect. Kevin?
Dilbert.
Correct. The miller, the lawyer, the physician, or the cook. Which one does not tell one of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales? Brian?
The lawyer.
Correct. Good guess.
Thanks.
In 1929, German psychiatrist Hans Berger found a way to show the small electric currents generated in the brain on a piece of paper. Name this type of recording still in use today. Kevin? Pardon?
Polygraph.
Incorrect. Lauren?
Lithograph.
Incorrect. It's an electroencephalogram. Electrocardiogram for the heart, electroencephalogram for the brain. Pencils and paper ready again. In the compound hydrogen sulfate, H2SO4, what oxidation state does the sulfur atom have?
-1.
Incorrect. Lauren?
2.
Plus 6. Pennsylvania's Pine Grove Furnace State Park contains its halfway point. What 2,138-mile trail extends from Springer Mountain, Georgia? Kyle?
Appalachian Trail.
Correct. This daughter of the late Reverend John Whittier went to live with her aunt at age 11. Name this Eleanor Porter character famous for being glad about everything, even being hit by a car and unable to walk. Okay, time, she was such a Pollyanna. During an interview promoting his posthumous novel, The First Man, his daughter Catherine claimed he was never an existentialist. Name this French author of The Plague, The Outsider, and The Stranger. Seth?
Camus.
In what Old Testament book does Samson tell Delilah the source of his strength?
Kings.
Kyle? Incorrect. Okay, time, it's Judges. 1949, captured soldiers who tell the enemy only their name, rank, date of birth, and serial number are following the conventions agreed to in what European city? Kyle?
Geneva.
Correct. He's considered one of baseball's greats in spite of holding the career record for the most games lost. What pitcher also holds the career records for most games started, most complete games, most innings pitched, and most games won with Kyle?
Cy Young.
Correct. Name the major airline that filed for bankruptcy in September 2004. Kyle?
Delta.
Incorrect.
Spirit.
U.S. Airways. The European team defeated a U.S. team 18.5 to 9.5 in September 2004 in what international men's golf event? Kyle?
Ryder Cup.
Yes, correct. Right here in the Detroit area. Okay, that ends the first quarter. We'll be back in a minute to pick up the second quarter of our match. The second quarter of the game is about to begin. This round consists of 8 toss-up questions worth 10 points each. A correct answer entitles that team to bonus questions worth a total of 20 points. Teams can confer on the bonuses, but only the captains may give the answers. Okay, here we go with the toss-up. Its branch libraries include one named for hometown author Ralph Ellison and another named for the Choctaw Indians. U.S. City also has a memorial institute for the prevention of terrorism located near what was once the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. Kyle?
New York City.
Incorrect. James?
Washington, D.C.
Incorrect. It's earlier terrorism, Oklahoma City, the federal building that was blown up. Another toss-up. One measurement is taken when the nurse can no longer hear anything, while the other, when the nurse can no longer hear anything. Oh, Kyle?
Blood pressure.
Yes, correct. Answer these questions about Peru. The country's official language.
Spanish.
Correct. A series of strings tied in knots known as quipu may have been a writing system used by this former Peruvian civilization.
Incas.
Correct. This Venezuelan-born military man is called the George Washington of South America because of his work in liberating Peru and the country named for him.
I've heard of this.
Yeah. Alvera.
Brian?
Bolivar.
Can't accept that. Up to Lincoln Park.
Olivia.
No, the answer is Simon Bolivar. Brian, you added a syllable and you named the country, not the person. Okay, last one for Woodhaven, located near the ancient ruins of, one of those names, Tiahuanaco. This highest navigable lake in the world is located between Peru and Bolivia.
Yeah, that's in Venezuela.
Brian?
The High Lake.
Incorrect.
Pass.
Okay, it's Lake Titicaca. Okay, another toss-up. The 11th of its 13 parts offered Canada a chance to be part of the United States. Name this governing document finished in Philadelphia on July 3rd, 1778, and eventually ratified by each of the colonies. Kyle?
Constitution.
Incorrect. Lauren?
Articles of Confederation.
Correct. Bonuses is 184th Day was celebrated in 2003 with a workshop on designing whale-shaped mobiles. In order, name this American author. Let's just do one at a time.
Nova.
Correct. The ship captain who chases Moby Dick.
Pass.
Okay, down to Woodhaven.
No, Captain Ahab.
Captain Ahab.
Yeah.
Correct. The ship he captains.
No idea. Pass.
Okay, down to Woodhaven.
I think it has the word mermaid.
SS Mermaid.
It's the Pequod. And the narrator of Moby Dick who identifies himself in the first 3 words.
Ishmael.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. Now, another toss-up. The most famous such structures may have been inspired by the Tower of Babel. Name this temple-like tower built by the ancient Mesopotamians. Kevin?
Tower of Babylon.
Incorrect. Manal?
Ziggurat.
Yes, that's correct. Now we have questions about art. This famed British wax museum now has branches in Las Vegas and New York City.
Pass.
Okay, down to Woodhaven.
Madam something, Madam.
You can talk.
Madam Marie's Wax Museum.
Madame Louise.
Brian, you
Go for
answer?
Madame Louise.
No, it's Madame Tussauds.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
This 20th century school of art founded by Walter Gropius comes from the German words for house building.
Alpha.
Incorrect. Down to Woodhaven.
I know it's not, but sing high.
It's the Bauhaus School. Okay, back up to Lincoln Park. Kurt Varnado died in 2003 after more than 10 years as the top curator at this museum, commonly abbreviated MoMA.
Museum of Modern Art.
Correct. This religious leader is the subject of a new 26-foot-long inflatable sculpture called Paranirvana.
Pass.
Okay, down to Woodhaven.
Buddha.
Correct. Okay, another toss-up. The protist kingdom is divided into two phyla, those organisms similar to animals, called protozoa, and those similar to plants, which are called what? Lauren?
Eukaryotes.
Incorrect. Brian?
Fungi.
No, it's algae. Okay, math question. What is the cosine of 30 degrees? Brian?
1.
Incorrect. Lauren?
0.
Incorrect. It's 0.866, or what's the little check mark sign? 3/2.
No.
No, that's not. I don't know what
Square
the
root.
square. Oh, is that? You know what? Looks like an incomplete square root sign to me. I'm not a mathematician. Square root of 3/2. Let's do that. Okay, another toss-up. In the book, he strikes out in his last at bat, but in the movie,
Casey?
incorrect. But in the movie, he hits a home run so hard that it partly destroys a band of plates. What nickname is given to Roy Hobbs, the title character of a Bernard Malamud novel? Okay, time. The movie starring Robert Redford, The Natural. Another toss-up. Between 1957 and 1986, what Caribbean country was run by the brutal dictator Papa Doc Duvalier for 14 years, and then by his son Baby Doc for 15 more? Kyle?
Haiti?
Correct. Bonuses. Okay, these are all related to over-the-counter drugs. Tylenol, Aleve, and Advil are all pain relievers that lack what common headache remedy?
Acetaminophen.
Correct. Is that, Judge? No. No, you can't accept it. Up to Lincoln Park. Yeah.
Acetaminophen.
No, it's aspirin. They're non-aspirin.
Oh.
Now name the drug found in Tylenol.
Oh, that's it.
Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen.
Yes, correct. Name the drug in Aleve.
I'll use it. Aspartame.
Incorrect. Sweetener?
No.
Any idea? Pass.
It's naproxen. And name the drug in Advil.
Try the top heat.
Ibuprofen.
Brian?
What?
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
Correct. I was going to say another surprise. Okay, that ends the first half of the game. We'll be back in a minute to pick up with the second half. We're back to begin the second half of our match. The score after the first half is Woodhaven High School 120 points, Lincoln Park High School 45 points. And we have a substitute to introduce for the Lincoln Park team.
Amanda Gretka, Jr.
Okay, thank you. The third quarter is our lightning round. Each team has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Teams may confer, but only the captains may give the answers. The trailing team, Lincoln Park in this case, has its first choice of these three topics. Do as the Romans do, license to drive, or it really bugs me.
Do you have any friends? License to drive.
Okay. With 60 seconds on the clock, name these American states from the past or present sayings on their license plates. Okay, here we go. The Aloha State.
Hawaii.
Correct. Live free or die.
Pass.
Big Sky.
Kansas.
Incorrect. Green Mountain State.
Vermont.
Correct. Great Faces, Great Places.
California.
Incorrect. The Silver State.
Pass.
Native America.
Pass.
Land of Enchantment.
Pass.
The Last Frontier.
Texas.
Incorrect. Putting Families First.
New York.
Incorrect. Back to Live Free or Die.
New York.
Incorrect. The Silver State.
Wyoming.
Incorrect. Native America.
Nevada.
Incorrect. Land of Enchantment. And you got 2 correct. So now, with 30 seconds on the clock, Woodhaven, you get 8. Here we go. Live Free or Die.
Pennsylvania.
Incorrect. Big Sky.
Montana.
Montana.
Correct. Great Faces, Great Places.
South Dakota.
Correct. The Silver State.
Nevada.
Correct. Native America.
Kansas.
Kansas.
Incorrect. Land of Enchantment.
Idaho.
Incorrect. The Last Frontier.
Alaska.
Correct. Putting Families First.
Delaware.
Incorrect. Okay, we'll go back. Live Free or Die is New Hampshire. Native America, Oklahoma. Land of Enchantment, New Mexico. Putting Families First, South Carolina. Okay, Woodhaven, you have your choice of do as the Romans do, or it really bugs me.
Let's do Romans.
We're going to go with the Roman one.
Okay, with 60 seconds on the clock, name the emperors of the Roman.
Sweet goodness.
And,
Actually, I know a couple.
here we go. Tried to make his horse a castle.
Caesar.
Yeah, go for it.
Caesar.
Incorrect. Ruled during the Great Fire of AD 64. Answer?
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Answer,
You're wasting
Brian?
time, man. Pass.
Pass.
Ruled when Jesus Christ.
No, that's Caesar, I think. Julius.
Julius Caesar.
Incorrect. Philosopher who wrote Meditation.
We're not going to say anything.
We gotta get moving. Brian, answer.
Caesar Augustus.
Incorrect. Was baptized as a Christian shortly before his
dumb.
death.
Octavius.
Took over Jerusalem after a long siege in AD 70.
Caesar.
Incorrect. Sent a letter that we got through 6, getting incorrect. So all 6 passed to Lincoln Park now. For 30 seconds, Lincoln Park tried to make his horse a consul.
Pass.
Ruled during the Great Fire of AD 64.
Pass.
Ruled when Jesus Christ was born.
Pass.
Philosopher who wrote a book of meditations.
Pass.
Was baptized as a Christian shortly before his death.
Pass.
Took over Jerusalem after a long siege in AD 70. And out of time. Okay, we'll go through all of them. Tried to make his horse a consul was Caligula, the Great Fire, Nero, fiddled while Rome burned. Ruled when Christ was born, Caesar Augustus or Octavian. The Book of Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. Was baptized a Christian, Constantine, and took over Jerusalem, Titus. Okay, that ends the third quarter. We'll be back in a minute to finish up this game. The fourth quarter of the game is about to begin. This round consists of 15 toss-up questions worth 20 points each. Here we go. It includes parts of northern Guatemala and Belize and lies between the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. It's a peninsula that makes up much of southeastern... What? Correct. Said to have made Britain's King George I and its composer friends again. Name this set of instruments by Handel, first performed in 1715 on a boat on the Thames River. Kyle?
Music for the royal family?
What?
Water music?
Yes, water music is correct. Kyle, it sounds like you were saying royal fireworks. Officially named Camp Sumter, this home of the National Prisoner of War Museum still reenacts the trial of Captain Henry Wirz, WIRZ, who was hanged in 1865 after thousands of Union soldiers died there. Named this Civil War POW camp located in southern Georgia? Okay, time, that's Andersonville. What 5-word phrase was used both by the prophet Moses when naming his son Gershom and by Robert Heinlein when naming his science fiction novel about Valentine Smith? Okay, time, it's stranger in a strange land. What is measured in Roman numerals on the Mercalli scale and in decimals to the nearest tenth on the Richter scale? Seth?
Earthquakes.
Yes, correct. His wife, Margot, loaned him the first $1,000 to start a company called Electronic Data Systems. Name this billionaire who finished third in the 1992 presidential election. Lauren?
Ross Perot.
Correct. Consider the equation y equals a sine bx, where a and b can be any positive number. What characteristic of the sine wave is affected by changing the value of a? Brian?
Amplitude.
Correct. One example of this idea is that flow speeds up in a nozzle when the pressure drops. What concept named for a Swiss scientist?
Bernoulli's?
Pardon?
Bernoulli's principle?
Correct. Dad has a bad day at work but can't yell at his boss because he'll get fired, so he yells at Mom. This is an example of...
Scapegoating.
Pardon?
Scapegoating.
Incorrect. It's an example of what psychological defense mechanism that deals with stress by hurting someone other than who you really want to hurt. Okay, time, it's displacement. He was a station attendant for the Pony Express when he began his more famous career by killing David McCandless. Name this Wild West character buried in Deadwood, South Dakota after being killed. Kyle?
Wyatt Earp.
Incorrect. After being killed while holding aces and eights in a poker game. Right?
Billy the Kid.
Incorrect. It's Wild Bill Hickok. Fill in the missing word of this line from Lewis Carroll's Jabberwocky. And has thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O blank day. Callooh, Calais. Kyle?
Terrible.
Incorrect. All right?
Dreary.
No, it's a made-up word, and most of his Jabberwocky is Frabjous. He is not buried in Westminster Abbey, but does have a plaque there to honor his literary work done mostly in England. Lauren?
Shakespeare.
Incorrect. Name this American-born author of Washington Square, The Americans, and The Turn of the Screw. Kyle?
Guardian of the Rolling Millions?
It's Henry James. Scientists once thought it was part of a combustible substance that was released by burning it. What substance was finally proved non-existent by French chemist and Lavoisier? Okay, time, phlogiston. Name the massage therapist with whom accused California murderer Scott Peterson was having an affair. Okay, time, Amber Frey. In 2000, the FDA approved what new pain medicine called Paladon that, like morphine and codeine, is made from what substance? Kyle?
Opium.
Correct. Okay, that is the game. We'll be back in a minute for the final score. The final score of today's game is Woodhaven High School 240 points, Lincoln High School 125 points. Congratulations to both teams for good contests. In our next match, Monroe High School will face Lincoln Park High School. Please join us then. This is John Webster saying goodbye from Mega Conference Quiz Bowl.